Here are some suggestions for working in groups. You need to be an active participant, so that means do your share and do a little bit more. When everybody has high expectations and has set the bar high for each other, you achieve great things. Just like in the world of work, as a student, you should act respectfully and professionally. So when you interact with your team and group members, you want to make sure that you use language that is respectful and considerate and polite, and that you have manners with each other, not only in your language, but in your actions. We all have a lot of things going on in our lives these days, so our time is precious to us. When you have made an agreement with your team members to meet at a particular time on a particular day and a particular location, you need to stick to that commitment and that promise. When you arrive late or when you don't show up at all, you're disrespecting your other team members. You also are not contributing to the overall process and product that you're all there for. So you disintegrate the team every time you show up late, don't do your work, show up unprepared, or blow off a meeting altogether. So make sure that when you have the conversations about when, where, and how you'll meet, that they are workable for all of your team members. None of us likes to be in a conflict, and unfortunately, we have to deal with them when we work with other people sometimes. So don't deny those conflicts or those issues or situations, and definitely don't ignore them because they won't go away. So face them head on, determine a strategy of how to address them, and do that as a group so everybody feels ownership, and talk with the person about the problematic behavior, whether that means they're not doing their work, not showing up for meetings, continuously late, whatever it might be. By not addressing it, you become an enabler. Only you can control your attitude, and you definitely can't control how other people react to a situation. So it's up to you to stay positive in a situation and to help your team move forward should somebody be negative and try to drag everybody down. So be that leader in that moment and bring your group back to a positive and productive meeting time. Students often complain about the fact that they don't get to choose their groups. But unfortunately, even when you choose your own group members, you don't necessarily get the best team assembled. So, unfortunately, you may have to address issues and problems that arise. Sometimes you get in over your head and the group doesn't know how to effectively resolve an issue. That's when you need to talk with an instructor. But realize that your instructor very likely will tell you that they will not intervene in the situation and that you need to troubleshoot and resolve that within your team. However, they will give you advice and suggestions that you can use to resolve your problems. So don't wait until last minute should you have an issue, but also don't expect your instructor to solve your problem for you. Unfortunately, life happens, and your team members may or may not hold up to their end of the bargain. So you want to be prepared as though you have no other group members. Each team member should be a contributing member to the project, have a copy of the project before the time of submission, before the time of presentation, so that if anybody doesn't show up, then it can still go off without a hitch. So always be ready for the worst to happen. As you can see, the key to effective group work is communication. talking with each other about the good and the bad, making sure that not only your ideas and thoughts and opinions are heard, but that you're actively listening to others as well, is the key to having a successful project. Also, making sure that you're keeping in communication with your instructor should any bigger concerns arise is key to making sure that you don't get frustrated before the end of the project. So take these suggestions to heart and have a great team meeting.